I mean, that's just.
Let's have
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brighton Area Schools Board of Education meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Dr. Krebs, would you be so kind to do roll call?
Sure. Mr. Storm,
present.
Mr. Conley.
Here.
Ms. Marks. Here. Mr. Trombley.
Here.
Ms. Reed. Here. Dr. Krebs. Here. And Mr. Myers.
Here. All right, that moves us to the approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Reed. Support by Dr. Krebs. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any nays? That passes 7-0. Moves us to the superintendent report, the future investment focus group 2 technology. Dr.
Okay, I'm going to call forward Nick Steele, who is our district director of technology. I'm also pull forward with Dave Larson, who is our county technology director. Before they begin, we have a presentation we're going to walk through. This is the second part. At our last meeting, we talked about transportation and security items. We're talking about future investments over the next few years. Just to preface this, there are some of the things that they're going to talk about tonight that are essential. For example, we're going to have to replace devices, and there's a cycle for that. There are other things that are enhancements that would be choice for the board to choose. So they're going to have some things that would be choices down the road, and some things that are going to be must. They're going to walk those through here tonight. And our third member is here from Barton Mallow. We have Brian Jesse. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our tech folks, and feel free to ask any questions along the way.
So I'll go through the slideshow. Like I said, if you got anything that you need to ask, feel free to stop me and we can go over anything, go over pricing, go over whatever's on the slide. So technology updates and enhancements. I kind of put them in 3 separate sections, like Dr. Alba talked about. So refresh existing devices and classroom technology, refresh existing infrastructure, and then district-wide technology enhancements. So the first thing is existing student and teacher devices. Chromebooks for student device refresh. We currently have 1,729 devices at the high school Chromebooks that we'd like to replace in 2027. The second refresh will take place in 2032. The next buildings would be Scranton and Mulvey. There's 2,798 devices in there. We'd like to refresh those in 2028, and then a second refresh in 2033. Horning, Hawkins, and the Bridge have 660 devices total. We'd like to start that replacement in 2029, and have a second refresh in 2034. Hilton and Spencer, 627, that would start in 2030, and then a second refresh in 2035. We also have quite a few teacher laptop devices that need to be refreshed. So 371 devices purchased over 5-year increments, starting in 2025, and then the second refresh will begin in 2030. Existing classroom hardware. Currently, we have 350 interactive flat panels that need to be refreshed. That would be pushed out to 2032. Classroom sound systems refreshed, 350, and we'd like to start those in 2029. Existing infrastructure, network switches and wireless refresh. We currently have 166 network switches, and we'd like to replace those in 2029 because of the end of life of manufacturing support. 536 wireless access points, and we'd like to do those in 2029. The first round of equipment of the existing stuff was done in the summer of 2020. Server refresh, data servers, we'd like to start doing those in 2027. Security servers, the camera head-end servers, starting in 2029. And then another firewall starting in 2030. ShoreTel phone systems. This was installed in 2012 bond. We have 750 current headsets, handsets in the districts with phones on the tables in the classrooms. We'd like to start a ShoreTel, or doesn't necessarily have a ShoreTel, a phone system refresh. And then we've got fiber build from the street into the existing buildings. So our existing fiber going into the buildings is around probably 20 years old. So we'd like to look into refreshing that fiber and making it something. These are district-wide, these would be enhancements, these would be add-ons that you guys can choose to add. Sure.
Can I ask a couple of questions
Go for
before
it.
we move on to the
Yeah.
announcements? When we're talking about the equipment refresh and the schedule there, what kind of analysis have we done on whether we continue purchasing versus leasing that equipment?
I have not done any kind of background or checking into whether or not leasing equipment would be viable. I mean, the cost of the equipment, I guess, at this point is pretty low for Chromebooks. I think it'd be paying $170 or $180 for a Chromebook or something like that. And then we were able to sell them when we're down, so we do get some money back from that as well. So I guess I would have to kind of take a look and compare. Sure.
Kind of along those same lines for the servers that need to be refreshed, what's your thought on whether we continue with physical servers versus moving some of those functions to the cloud?
So I think I guess Dave can talk about this a little bit too. Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna depend on timeline, and what we're able to do that, I would say. So, cloud isn't always as cost effective as that physical server. Right now, we're able to provide a more cost effective model with the physical servers we have. We do not host a whole ton of services here at Brighton that we would need to move up to the cloud. So basically, it's just internal services, camera servers, authentication servers, things like that, that are best housed in here in case there's any kind of cloud issues or internet issues. We don't have a ton of those, thankfully, but we want services to continue inside the district should there be any exterior problems. LASA itself is looking at the capability of hosting servers. We just need to make sure we have enough resiliency there and connections back there to here to be able to offer that service to Brighton. But that will be years down the road, about the time when you guys will be up for server refreshes. So that's something that's definitely always on our mind as far as cloud hosted here and just maybe the best most cost effective use of that equipment.
Thank you.
Just, in addition to what Ms. Reed just inquired about, I wanted to just make sure I heard your response correctly. It sounded like the suggestion or the implied response was that you feel, or the IT team feels, that servers on site here in Brighton would be more dependable than having information stored in the cloud. Did I interpret your comment?
What was the cost effectiveness and ease of access to it? Is the biggest thing we've seen so far. So we've got work with other IT on the prices of SCADA research heavily on all AWS. And it's not cost savings for clouds, generally the services offered, and mostly it's the other ISPs or districts that have absolutely critical services that can be 100% uptime. That's the biggest value of cloud services, not necessarily cost saving for customers.
Yeah, I guess, and I'm just speaking for myself and not for the board. I don't know that we've had a lot of discussions internally about this, but one of the items I brought up consistently during my tenure on the board is just how I feel our IT systems and infrastructure are lagging, at 2024 standard. And I guess I would encourage you as a single board member to think beyond just cost savings and think about performance. And think about how do these IT systems that we're investing in deliver value to students, to teachers, to the community. I shared with Nick and Dr. Outlaw before the meeting a continued comment I've made regarding emails. Right? Today in 2024, I get redundant emails for my children at home. I have 3 kids in high school. Every time an email gets sent to the high school distribution, I get 3 of the same emails. And so to me, I would like to encourage all of the parties involved to not just focus on cost savings purely to save money. As a taxpayer, I want you to spend money in an efficient manner, but I also would be willing and want to advocate for making sure Brighton as a school district has the absolute best technology from an IT standpoint for teaching, for students, for parents, for using facilities, scheduling facilities, the maintenance staff. And to me, in 2024, most of the established, business community, higher education are shifting to a cloud-based model, because a cloud-based model is much more dependable than having servers stored locally, having servers on site locally, and then having to constantly upgrade their hardware. So we'll leave it up to the team that's involved to think about how to do it, but please don't just focus on the cost savings as much as performance and value for all the people who use our IT infrastructure.
I love the push. Your current server infrastructure is the fastest server on the planet. They're NVMe, Hyper-Thread stack, Azure stack, so they're faster than a lot of stuff you can get on the cloud. Our current services have actually more uptime than you could right now, including internet access and internal access. So over the past 5 years, since you installed your servers, and you have more uptime than stuff.
And then maybe one other just quick question, you referenced Lisa. And so how do they affect our decision to invest in IT infrastructure?
So I'm the head of the LSA IT consortium. So most of your IT staff in the district are actually LSA employees.
Yep.
So what we do is shared services, and so we were able to hire highly specialized IT technical individuals to help engineer and maintain certain networks. So not only do we maintain Brighton, we maintain LSAs, file nodes, just started doing hollows, and also hardware. So we have guys who are seen and done, been around, and looking at all of these types of things for that, which also means we have access to multiple tied intelligent people to work through all these different types of problems and kind of like what we're going here, what's the best, so that we can provide the best. When you get districts like this, we're like, hey, give me the best, it makes it awesome, because the things that those guys don't do, they actually happen. I wish we could do that in this district. So that's the nicest part. For LSA, the part of it is the consortium. So, for example, I can buy bigger, better, faster servers at LSA, post them in another data center, and then provide exactly what you're talking about, cloud services, but not have to pay AWS presence. So that we can put that money into the other things that are on this list instead of infrastructure.
So our Brighton district servers then housed,
Nope, they're housed here right now.
housed here?
Yep, they're housed here right now. Yep.
But under that circumstance, would they be housed at a different location?
Possibly, yes. If the infrastructure allows that has the same amount of uptime as here, that's the idea. Does that make sense in AWS? Maybe. But that's for when they would get replaced, that's a whole other calculation if you do it yearly. Does it make sense? What needs to be moved what needs to get listed here? So that's an everyday occurrence.
And how has the team solicited input from the community as it relates to just priorities and needs of what the community perceives to be areas of opportunity to improve our IT systems?
Which systems are you talking about?
IT related.
I guess we would talk to, whenever we decide on a new basis or any new equipment that we're putting in, we usually put together a group of people and then include somebody from the community who also reports on what we do as well.
Have we ever conducted a district-wide survey and just asked for input from students, from teachers, from community members on what they perceive to be areas of opportunity to make our district IT systems better? Is that something we could explore?
Sure.
Do we as a board need to kind of stimulate and encourage that, or is that something that the team could run with?
Yeah, no, I think we can look into this. I think, I think there's a lot of things we can ask feedback on. I think that pulling it into like a survey where we get all kinds of different data. I know that the academic committee, one of the topics we're going to talk about is the survey results a little bit, but also some of the things that we might want to ask in that next survey. You don't want to have 10 different surveys. If we have one where we can solicit feedback in different areas, I think it'd be great.
And just to give you something, an example, I asked a question. Bloomberg board. Are you familiar with the Bloomberg board? Michael Bloomberg is famous for creating them. A lot of advanced economics courses in high schools use them to train or to teach students how markets work, trading stocks, doing market assessments on different industry verticals. And so it'd be interesting if, you know, in the context of this initiative, could the school board fund for an AP economics class investment in a Bloomberg machine that could be housed inside of an AP economics classroom and write? That's one example. Just something to think about.
So next thing with district-wide enhancements, would be projector replacements. So we're looking to replace the projector at BCPA, multi-cafeteria, screen cafeteria. New sound systems, BCPA, multi-indoor practice facility, the back gymnasium, and also the elementary gymnasiums.
So I've got, go back to that last slide.
Sure.
So the projectors at BCBA multi-screen, what's the idea of replacing those for?
They were installed in the 2012 model. So they're bulb projectors. Since then, in the last 10 years, the projectors have mostly went to laser light engines instead of a bulb. So this has provided, like, this projector, for example, used to be a bulb projector. And over time, it starts to dim. Basically, from the first time you turn it on, it starts to dim until it eventually needs to be replaced. And then those bulbs are hundreds of dollars. Now they use a laser light engine that provides a more consistent bright picture for like $20,000 before the bulb, here it goes, like fails. So actually, what I've seen on other installations is that all the components in the projector start to fail at like a 8 to 10 year mark before you ever actually lose the light, the light source. So the BCPA projector was installed, like that stuff really going to be in the next 5 to 6 years, like really commonplace. The BCPA projector was installed in the 2012 model. Towards the tail end of it, it's still a wall projector. Actually, I think it has 2 walls. And so, you replace that projector with a, like I said, like 8 to 10 year replacement cycle of the whole projector to provide that more consistent, better quality image. Same thing with the multi-cafeteria and the screen cafeteria, those are wall projectors on the tail end.
I'm assuming we have more projectors than that, is there?
So you do, some of them got replaced in 2025. I can't think of exactly where some of those are, but you don't have a ton of projectors anymore because you have flat panels on the platforms. You have TVs that are utilized for visual science throughout the district. So you don't have a ton of projectors anymore. In the 2012 line, we had projectors installed, and those don't ever.
Again, sound systems, I get, but what about the one in the high school gymnasium?
That's a good thought. It's just a bit dry. So I was trying to think of the big box spaces that we haven't touched much in the last 10 years. So BCPA, that's got to have, aging equipment that's been there, probably has like different iterations and different age groups of different pieces. And so I felt like a wholesale replacement probably with that system would make sense. And then, definitely a valid point to be able to check out.
Well, and then explain to me why we need one of the new practices.
The new indoor practice facility got a new aging system, but it didn't get enough us. It didn't get like a wide system for an analysis. So I don't know, it depends on what your long-term vision is for the indoor practice facility, whether or not that would be something you guys would want or not. It's just.
Okay, I guess I'm kind of struggling here. You just decided to throw it on there, but do we really need it?
So for me, I said, this is something that the board or the district, do some focus groups, I think, with user groups at that facility, it might, encourage that it's not necessary. Sometimes our systems can tell how it's used, and if it's, if it's something that's desirable.
Okay, but, yeah, I'm assuming you guys are the experts in the district in regards to this equipment. You're telling us potentially ask for additional funds to be able to fund some of this kind of stuff. But then you're telling me, well, you don't know if you need it or not. Oh, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So it doesn't happen, was the thing here now.
Currently doesn't exist today.
Okay, but my question is that something people want, or people ask you why we don't, or what's the reason for it? Because there was a reason
sound system for later music or computer announcements or something like that.
Okay, but again, I'm assuming you're coming here prepping us for money.
Sure, and these are wish list items that we can either do or if we decide that they're not feasible, we don't want to do.
But I guess maybe I misinterpreted because I thought the items are coming to us with the things that you need.
No, that was,
There, at the beginning, we were talking about devices and infrastructure, those are needs. Correct. How we play that plays out, these are enhancements, these are things that board may choose, to do down the road. These are, using John's, like the dream sheet type things. This might be something we might wanna look into, replacing these, but there's choice. If you didn't put a sound system in there, we're fine. It might be a choice that you wanna make. So that's what these are enhancements.
I guess, I mean, just in defense of those questions, what's the criteria like this? It kind of feels like darts are just thrown at a wall. Like, is there some form of criteria or a group of people or stakeholders that inform what's on the wish list? Because I love the idea that we have a wish list in the district to help us think out beyond tomorrow. But I'm hopeful that the wish list is based on substance versus just someone saying, hey, we should put a sound system in the multi-indoor practice facility. When it's brand new, it's a brand new building.
I mean, I would say our expert group is our technology folks, they know this, and when I asked them to prep for this, I said, don't just think about stuff that has to be replaced. I said, I want you to think outside the box. What are some of the needs, what are some of the areas? So I did ask them to try to stretch beyond and think about things in front of us, that's what they're looking at. These again are choices, but they're like a sound system, that might be an area where we can enhance the experience. But it would come back as a choice. So they're just trying to stretch our thinking a little bit with some of these. Again, these are all choices, but these are some areas that they've identified as areas you might want to enhance in the district.
Well, maybe that particular example is like the one thing that is like, maybe it wasn't pointed out there or something, but the BCPA, sound system replacement is definitely something that I know that has ATOM system that would make sense with the level that I would put that BCPA. This is meant to format that replacement that would make sense. The back gymnasium doesn't have a sound system currently, all your other buildings in the gymnasium have sound systems for, the new teacher meeting, all of that. Elementary gymnasiums have mobile solution, I think, but, in elementary, it would make sense to always install a system there, I think, like you're gonna be in middle school gymnasiums. They don't need to be as big, robust as the spaces are as large, but, so maybe indoor practice facility was a big stretch of the page, but, we're just looking at that space, it's a large one space, we can turn out great, but we go aging and, the required life safety stuff in that space.
Well, and one that isn't, it's not out there that I think again is gonna be attended to just because of when it was purchased was the high school football stadium. Even though that was standing there all the time, I don't know if it's still there anymore. Right, one speaker?
Sure, yeah. China did a lot, we don't do a lot of those, that's an electronic scoreboard, but, I think it's some budgetary numbers.
So just the sound system, did you listen? I'm assuming it might want to be on that list as well. Consider it.
I guess just from a process standpoint, what can we do as a board to help support like near-term immediate investment? I mean, Bill's comment regarding the basketball stadium, the gym. I spent a lot of time with my kids and my family and agree that sound system is horrible. What can we do to fix that quickly versus, spend a year diving into deep what everybody knows it needs to be fixed? Is that something we need to authorize, or is that something that the administration will take action on, and what do we need to do to help support that?
no, so I just want to say, I think we take a look at it and see what it would cost to replace the system, and we can sit down, with the board and, speak to the community. Staff around all that, decide that's where we're going forward, maybe we can do that.
And I think the idea was that we were gonna have these focus groups to kind of create a menu, and it has to follow a conversation about all of these topics, whether it be transportation, security, technology, technology, operations, and try to like find out from the board like what are the parameters. So if it's if it's going to be depends on what the dollar figure is, what type of things we're going to go into. But this was just going to be a conversation about what's potential expenditures. I think if we come back together, we talk about the whole pie all together, we get some direction from you all on what we want next, and that's kind of it.
I mean, I think that's important to keep in mind is what is the purpose of these focus groups? And it goes back to when we had the initial meeting with the consultants about do we look at a bond versus a sinking fund? And under either scenario, looking out 10 years, what are we looking at from a long-range budgeting perspective that might require us, to give consideration for a sinking fund or a bond? And from that, then we had obviously the decision to break it down into 3 focus sessions. First being transportation, then being technology, and then later on facilities. So with that in mind, I do think, I think it's perfectly fine in the context of this broader conceptual conversation that we've identified, certain things that we might want to address on a more expedited basis. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think what's important for this conversation, this group, and the subsequent meetings we're going to have is, I do think it's going to be important for us to have cost estimates. I realize that it's a little bit difficult to say we're going to have to refresh in 2027 and then a second refresh in 2032. And those are going to be, those are going to be tough to project. But I think we're going to need, you can make some estimates, extrapolations, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's important for us to say, here's our wish list of or things that we will need to refresh and things that we might want to enhance. This is what that's going to look like potentially over the next 10 years. So we then, as a board, talk about are we going to put a sinking fund out to the voters or a bond? What's that going to look like? How much is that going to be? And here's what is the foundation for that request. And those are the ways we did put together an Excel spreadsheet.
Well, so 2035 including costs.
Okay.
So displays, for this plan, ECPA, live displays and software. More like, they're having shows and stuff like that, you come in and see who's up, who's in the show or what they're advertising. With some software to help them manage it. Currently they just have televisions up there right now, and one everything on the West Drive. Signage. Interbuilding digital signage, we currently have interbuilding digital signage throughout the district. Using free software to run that, it would be nice to have something a little more robust to run that, more things with that. And then also possibly replace the digital sign at the high school entrance.
So another thing I'd like to see is discussed in the last line issue, but so far I haven't been followed up on or done, is obviously we rely on shared services for a lot of money coming in or additional revenue, additional revenue coming into the district. In my opinion, we need something that continues to generate revenue for this district, whether it's shared services or not. And there's been some discussion back a few years ago, in fact, having a digital scoreboard that advertising can be sold on, and people can, put different things up there and pay to have that stuff done as additional revenue to the school district. And so far in this, maybe it's somewhere down the road, I haven't seen anything like that other than that thing that's been up there for 10 years that you can hardly see and means nothing. And a lot of the high schools go into that, and if you go to Novi, I think Catholic Central just comes one. And again, it's not because of the idea to show the score better, it's to sell advertising for revenue.
So the next item would be the PLA modules for existing flashlight panels. This will create full Google integration into the existing interactive panels. It allows a Google Chrome browser on display, and then allows us to use all of our Google tools on displays themselves. Basically turning our interactive the Chromebooks. expansion of access control system update cards, access hardware and card readers, the current systems installed in 2025. We'd like to update and upgrade the existing access control systems with the latest technology. We'll eliminate card hacking or card spoofing, card swipes, and encrypt updating.
Is that
Card spoof? Yeah, it's kind of like, so say you want to someone or something like that. It's not here. No, I've never seen it happen here. But I mean, there are options.
clearly, outside the district where like gas stations, but in private,
We don't have that.
people doing that.
We don't have that. ERC, emergency responder radio coverage system. This provides first responders to the buildings. Those systems were built in each individual building to help radio communication. People respond to incidents. And there's also a possibility that there's a bill sitting up there right now. The district may need to be a legal requirement in the future requiring the installation of the system. That's it.
As far as the assessment and the IT wish list is concerned, have you spoken with any teachers in the district as far as IT wish list items that they may have at specific classrooms that are running
Specific classrooms. These would be more of, say, a one-time replacement of what is already existing. So that type of stuff was approved, we would go back and get the first time through and survey the teacher and see what type of, what type of interactivity they are using in their classroom. And focus with that.
Is there a process to achieve that through the assessment, or how is the group that's the newest thing to solicit teachers?
So I wrote down on my list, about getting feedback from the community on IT. Typically, when we do that, we try to get student feedback, get parent, family feedback, like that, and then we obviously get, we want to get all the different stakeholders we can use, as we do with our surveys in February and March. We get a student, we get parents, we get staff. Sometimes there's overlap, but I think that would be a good idea for doing this to get our end user feedback. Good suggestion.
Just
You can have a focus group, maybe a focus group, some early adopters, that might be a good way to get some good feedback.
Just your role here.
I would help to put together the list of items and help with the budgeting exercise, so as an information paper, an Excel spreadsheet that has,
Is that as a paid consultant or as a opportunity?
I guess it's an opportunity, I don't know. So, I worked in the district, had the pleasure of working with several of the,
I asked that they get somebody from the industry.
I was just asking you for this time.
but absolutely, there was no, it's something.
Well,
Well, what I was going to say is that, so I had the pleasure of working in 2012 and then 2021. And, I have a lot of history with the district, like I've been through multiple cycles of this program here. And I have a ton of industry, experience as well, working with other schools.
you need to start meeting because you and I work together for holiday. Right, and that's what you said. My only question, will you hear as a consultant, or will you hear helping to have an opportunity on the road?
Yeah, I was helping, I was not.
You were introduced as a member of the departmental team, so was it, any volunteer who offered to help? District 19?
And I do live in the county, and spend a lot of time in this area. So, I live in, just moving right out from Howell to, kind of bounce all around the river.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. That's it. All right. That closes the superintendent report. Moves to the call to the public. If there's anyone here this evening that would like to address the board, this is your opportunity to do so. Our protocol is to fill out a card, rid of room, and drop it off in the box next to Dr. Busher. I don't know if there are any cards that are in the box. Dr. Busher, there's no cards in the box. No cards. All right.
So you should have received an updated, report when the board action phase 2, this year at the end of the, summer here, we interview, extra individuals, fill our, positions. So, you would have had both, Shepherd and Keene, who were on the report, we did add Lee as a special ed, teacher at middle school. And then Michael Lance as a bridge, math teacher, and then Jennifer, Hiller, as the director of education services and grants, which is Kim Cooper's, position. So I'm proud to say at this point, we do not have any, teacher vacancies, and usually our ones is paras and student nutrition custodians, which we are applying for pretty much wrapping up those as well. So we have very few, vacancies in this regard, a few resignations and transitions at the end of the summer. So we're heading into the year, well staffed. All right, do we have a motion to approve the human resources report as presented? Moved by Ms. Reed. Support by Mr. Storm. Any discussion? Great. All those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0. That moves us to item C, the MASB delegates. We discussed this at the last meeting. We are required as a voting member of MASB to designate a delegate who will vote at the assembly meeting in October. And I believe that was my last year as the designated delegate. And okay. And we will need an alternate designated as well.
I can volunteer the alternate.
Okay, so we have a motion to appoint Dr. Knips as the delegate and Ms. Marks as the alternate to represent the ASB board at the 2024 MASB delegate summit. Oh. Support by Ms. Reed. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? That passes 7-0. All right, that moves us to item D, fundraising disclosure policy 2301. This we discussed this briefly in the last meeting as well. Our policy 2301 requires the disclosure of a board member that is, among other things, looking to use this property to provide a board member with financial benefit. It has to be approved by the majority of the board under board policy 2301. Mr. Trump indicated at that meeting that it was his intent and desire to sell donuts, the football games. Yes.
Hot donuts, we might add.
The best donuts are in the county, fresh and hot, made on site. You can use your choice, plain, cinnamon, sugar, or large.
All right, so we will need a motion to approve that proposed use.
So
Moved by Mr. Storm, supported by Mr. Conley. Any discussion? Okay. Dr. Krebs, you will do a roll call vote. Sure.
Mr. Conley?
Yes. Mr. Trump, you will not be able to vote.
Mr. Storm?
yes.
Ms. Marks? No, and the reason I'm voting no is because I think it is a conflict of interest. I think it's very clear in our board policies, specifically under 2301. There's a pretty clear statement that indicates board members, I'm going to read it, so I'm very careful here. Board members will not misuse their public office to solicit, accept, obtain, or produce a substantial direct or indirect benefit for themselves or a family member. And I think if you're selling things at a school event, that is a conflict of interest.
How does that give them any additional benefit that anyone in the public wants to do that? If you want, if any member of the community wants to sell donuts at a football game, is anyone objecting on this board to allow them to do it? How does he benefit more than the public?
Mr. Trombley is a board member. If you were a member of the public and not on the board, that would be a different situation, in my opinion.
Is anyone in the public being disadvantaged by Mr. Conley selling donuts? If someone wants to sell donuts at a football game, aren't they allowed to sell donuts?
Certainly. Ms. Reed? No. Like Ms. Marks, I don't think that it's appropriate for us to make money on district grounds. I don't think that you're abusing your position, Mr. Conley.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it.
I really just think that it's a perceived conflict of interest, and that's okay. Thank you.
Dr. Krebs, yes, I'm absolutely willing to know for the reasons that have been addressed. I think that it's an appearance of conflict of interest, so I think, we should not do this, that. Mr. Knight?
No. So the motion fails.
Fail 2 to 4, 2 to 4.
So if I'm not on board, it's okay for me, so.
Well, if you're not on board, it's not us, it's not for us to do that. It's a different policy, I mean, this policy doesn't apply today.
How is it a conflict if it's being communicated in a moment from the public forum? Anyone in the public that wants to sell donuts can sell donuts at a football game. Who's being disadvantaged by Bill selling donuts at a football game? How is he gaining above anyone in the public that wants to set up a competitive donut shop next to his? Where's the competitive advantage that he's getting as a member of the board?
I would say that there isn't anything specific in policy that talks about whether there's a competitive advantage or otherwise. It talks about whether there's an actual or perceived conflict of interest, or the potential for there to be a conflict of interest if, for example, a board member is seeking to do something that, perfect example, if I decided that I wanted to go out and set up a rule for Myers Law Firm, and I'm gonna sell estate plans. And if there's other lawyers that wanted to have that opportunity, they're not going to probably, I mean, the ultimate decision is to who might be the appropriate person, and to the extent that a person's status as a board member might come into play, it's a perceived or potential conflict of interest. It's not about a competitive advantage. I mean, that's not what, I mean, again, we're talking about the parameters of this policy.
So it's a conflict of interest from your perspective.
It's a perceived or potential conflict. It's actually actual. And that's what this, I mean, this was adopted by the entire board 3 months ago, 3 months ago, They said there was no statutory conflict of interest when it was looked at 8 months ago, and then 6 months ago, March. Okay, March, so 6 months ago. No, but the policy changed, that's what I'm saying. So it's the policy that this board approved in July is different than what, because Drew was asked to look at whether there was a statutory conflict of interest. So this is a different policy.
So Bill requested a third party legal firm assess if he can sell donuts at a football game, and the third party legal team came back and said there's no conflict of interest, he's legally allowed to do that. And the board is saying that we changed the policy after the third party law firm assessed it?
No, they said there was no statutory conflict of interest. They also made a suggestion that we may want to revise our policy moving forward, which is what we did. And so the policy that's been adopted was based upon the feedback that we received. I mean, you may think it's comical, Mr. Storm, but we're
No, I just read the paper the other day that I guess it was in the state of Massachusetts, they shut down a 12-year-old, was it a lemonade stand? The town shut it down.
Mr. Trump is not a 12-year-old kid, and I mean, look at it, he's so excited,
So it wasn't a problem. And so that means that now this uses some preference for comparison. So you can advertise that football games with your law firm, and that's okay.
I can advertise just like everyone else. I pay for having a sign, like everyone else. But I'm not,
You're the only person that's allowed to work in the same.
no, you advertise, there's a sign that says Conley rental car right out there on the fence of the football field right now.
That's for the conference, that's for the conference.
It's still on that.
That's nothing to do with school.
That's the Sunday.
Well, the fact of the matter is that this talks about using the district facility to solicit sales or anything. I'm not out there selling wills or estates, lands or anything else. So,
You're advertising yourself, that's
And I think that's a donation, right? You're
Yes.
donating.
I can see it, we want to go.
Correct.
it's like,
And the money is donated, money's gonna be donated back to the.
But you're also making, right? This is a financial benefit to you. This isn't
I don't know.
entirely.
I don't know, but it doesn't.
Well, since
Like it's like,
right, but you're not saying I'm going to donate all proceeds from all of this.
Bill, thanks for all your service to the school district.
after 12 years.
12 years.
Well, see,
To be honest, that's exactly
what I'm
Bill's trying to pull it over on the voters here, selling donuts at football games. Shame on you, Bill.
I'm glad that you take this seriously.
I do. Yep.
My kid's press, Roger doesn't sign up, he advertises, he's the only board member to sign it. I'll leave it at that. I don't think you should sign it, okay, so. That's all I do. Very good.
okay, that moves us to item E, strategic plan. Dr. Ryan.
At the last meeting, I shared a number of tweets that were made by the strategic planning committee in May. Seeking board approval this evening for our tweaks, as well as our addition of a mission statement and identification of some core beliefs that we will use as the center of the work we're doing. So, strategic planning, seeking your approval.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the changes, the proposed changes to the strategic plan as presented?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Marks, supported by Ms. Reed, any discussion?
I'd like to say something. I just want to thank you and everyone who worked on this because it's important and I very much appreciate that it is not a stagnant document, that it is actually being used as it was intended when it began a couple years ago, that it wasn't a big document. It's important to revisit it, to make changes, to make additions, deletions, etc. I really like the mission and purpose personally. I think it would be great if we could somehow post this on our homepage to like weave it into some of the stuff that we have on our right K-12, so when parents are coming to that district, they see these and they're aware of it, and it's not just a document living on their strategic plan on the website, so. But thanks to everyone that worked on this.
Including yourself, thank you for being on the committee, but those are great suggestions, we'll definitely make sure if approved, share.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any nays? Passes 7-0. That concludes the for action portion of our agenda. We have no for future action items on the agenda for this evening. We'll just into board community chair reports and recognition.
For the policy committee, we've got a meeting scheduled for Friday morning to go through the term update package and the secretary rankings that we discussed at the last meeting.
Scott.
You notice that there are kind of events, didn't put in there, I'm sure they asked, like 9/11, 9/17 t-shirt. Right? Make sure that it's out there too.
We put information out to principals and teachers every year about that and the resources they can use and how students will allow us all that.
It just wasn't on our sheet, doesn't mean it's. Should be each year, just modified. So,
Which year? I'm sorry.
I'll just march forward.
So this joke was back for today, gave you a reasons how he's back to the your table. But he is back in the office. If you have a question, feel free to reach out to the government, but it's just on.
then that concludes all items on our agenda for this evening. Our next meeting is Monday, September 8th at 7 p.m. This meeting is adjourned.
Before you go, I'll get your passes, your market passes, so just hold on. And yeah.
I have this.